Hello everyone, and welcome to another News Coolum video. Another, I guess, Chevrolet Bolt EV, Bolt EUV update. So a story was recently published that GM is halting the production of the Bolt EV and the Bolt EUV through the rest of the year. Now, I've seen people try to frame this negatively. I know there was some backlash at the LA Auto Show, and I even pushed back on Chevrolet for not having any EVs on display. GM didn't have GMC there, they didn't have Cadillac there, they didn't have an Ultium display there. Basically no presence from Chevrolet or GM's EV teams, which was unfortunate. But I feel like this is on top of that being poorly framed by some people. This news that the Bolt EV and Bolt EUV production are being halted for the remainder of the 2021 year. And I don't necessarily think that's fair for several reasons. There was already a publication that some of the batteries that were going out were being used to repair Bolt EUVs and EVs that were on dealership lots, so that Bolt EV owners who were having their batteries replaced would have an electric car to drive while the dealership was doing the replacement. I think that's a fantastic service. There's nothing worse than committing to driving an electric vehicle, taking it in for servicing, and then being forced to have to drive a gasoline car while it's being serviced. So I think that was a fantastic idea, and it was just a great, an option. And so I think GM was on the right track doing that. Now, with this shutdown in production of the Bolt EV and the Bolt EUV, people would say, oh, see, you're not really serious about electric vehicles. Well, not exactly. We're still in a situation where there is limited battery production of those NCM 712 LG battery packs that go into the Bolt EV, the 66 kilowatt hour battery packs that are fire risk free, right, that need to go into these at-risk Bolt EVs and even the Bolt EUVs, replacing those batteries so that basically this recall can be completed, over and done with, finished, right? Well, because there's a limited battery supply, how are you both producing cars using this battery and producing enough batteries to replace those at-risk cells in the vehicles that are already on the road and already in customers' hands? So I don't think it's fair to characterize this as GM abandoning EVs, right? This is, if anything, GM focusing on their EV customers and making things right as soon as possible. Now, I've never seen verification of this, but apparently the battery production has increased for those NCM 712 LG batteries. So, and it could have as much as doubled. If that's the case, and GM halts all Bolt EV and EUV production for the foreseeable future, that means that all of these batteries, all of these at-risk batteries, they could be replaced in as little as 18 months. That's a quick turnaround time, and that's really great to get all of these at-risk cars off the road, get Bolt EV owners back on the road again with batteries that aren't at risk and that basically improve the capabilities, the fast charging, the range of their EVs. So I think this is all around a good thing. And one other aspect that it might be doing that's not really being talked about is this could be GM also revisiting the Bolt EV and EUV platform and possibly updating them and upgrading them to use the Ultium batteries. If that's the case, then we could look at future Bolt EVs and EUVs that are directly competitive with things like the VW ID4, the Mustang Mach-E, Tesla Model Y, and basically all of the other modern electric vehicles that are now coming onto the scene. So that's a huge upgrade. Imagine being able to buy a Bolt EV or a Bolt EUV with 300 miles of EPA range, as well as 125 to 150 kilowatt peak charging speeds. So I think this is potentially really good news. So I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think that the framing on this story is a little bit off? What do you think about GM prioritizing replacing at-risk battery cells rather than new cars that they can sell to new customers? Do you think it's actually a negative for EV adoption for them to be doing so? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and thank you for watching.